Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Cards to Diecast 4 Channel 1. Thank you for watching. And in this episode, we begin our series on Jordan versus Flair. If you watched my promo, you understood that we're going to be starting off with the unboxing of the 1993 Flair basketball card set. And this is the Series 1 deck. And pretty much what we're just going to be doing is we're going to be doing an unboxing to find the Michael Jordan card. Hopefully we'll be able to find one in here. If not, oh well, I'll show a card of it on a screenshot in this video. But really what we're going to be doing is doing something nifty, just going down the line of the Flair basketball line and seeing the evolution of the designs and things of this nature as we culminate in the 1986 version to take a look at the Michael Jordan rookie card. So with that said, let's go ahead and start breaking this thing open and let's see what we have in here. I didn't really do a whole lot of research, so I don't know exactly what type of rookies that there may be in here. I know this is a couple years before the Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, Glenn Robinson rookie class, so I don't know who, if any, is particularly that great out of this box here, but nonetheless, if we find them, we'll take a glance at them. And there is the packs themselves. I believe there's 36 packs in this deal, and you can see, take a notice also about how clean the pack is and how it seems to have upgraded a little bit in terms of its wax packaging. This is a very plasticky packaging. As we go down the line, we'll start seeing more of a wax packaging, but this here is very plasticky, very tamper evident, unlike the early 80s and into or late 80s, early 90s packs where it's very waxy. So anyway, let's go ahead and crack open box one or pack one and see what we get in here. Let's zoom in here for you a little bit. We're starting off with Sean Elliott, Rod Strickland, Doug Smith, Dominic Wilkins, the Human Highlight Film, Karl Malone. Then we have Charles Smith, Chris Dudley, Bryant Smith, J.R. Reed, Oliver Miller. Then we have a Dennis Rodman card, still playing with the Pistons at this point, Billy Owens, John Barry, Bimbo Coles, and Gary Grant. So got a couple big names in there, but really nothing to particularly brag about. Let's go ahead and put all these back in the pack here. I initially had this box as one of the just for fun sets because I remember this card from back when I was a kid. But then I started thinking about, well, why don't we go ahead and do something that's a little bit more palatable to everybody's mouths. And let's see what we can do to get ourselves a Michael Jordan deal going. So this is what this whole deal is about. If you remember some of these names, Derek Harper, Otis Thorpe, and we'll just keep going through them pretty quick here, because really what we're looking for is that one guy, the greatest basketball player in my view that I remember. Well, there's a Reggie Miller right there, and we'll be looking for his rookie card in the 1988 box, so keep up with that. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/cards2diecast4. Cards, the number 2, diecast, the number 4, and just follow me there, or better yet, you could just like and subscribe, and I'm sure you'll get alerts as to when I upload new videos. As we go through the next deck here, some of these cards seem to be stuck together. Danny Ainge, who would later become a coach, I believe. Dale Davis, I remember him from the Knicks Pacers series. I remember this guy, Muhammad Abdul Rauf. And then there we have a Michael Jordan card right there. So we get to have a card of the very man that we've been looking for. We're going to be documenting his whole career through the Flair series, and we get to take a look at the card issued just before his first retirement. This is 1993. This is Michael Jordan's last year of his first run of his career. So Michael Jordan. So we're gonna go set this aside. This might actually, even though it doesn't hold a whole lot of value, this box here probably only cost me, you could probably get this box for about, I'd say probably as cheap as 10 bucks if you know where you're gonna look at. However, Muggsy Bogues, there's another guy, 5'3", one of the shortest players ever to play the game, but he was still pretty consistent. I'll probably end up getting that card graded, but it's not going to be there in that first rush of cards. As soon as I get done with all these unboxings and getting things set up to where I start driving this site more to a, or this channel rather, to a more die-cast oriented channel. As you understand, it's cards to die-cast for. During that time is when I'll start going from being a buyer, because I'm obviously, as with all this stuff, I didn't own this stuff until just recently, but I'll be switching over to a seller here soon. And one thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be progressing on how to turn in things to PSA to get the cards graded. And then we're also going to see the results of those grades. We're going to inspect the cards to try to see exactly what type of a grade, especially if I'm able to turn in 2 cards of the same deal, 2 of the same cards, but then they get 2 different grades. We're going to try to examine what gave one card something and the other one didn't get it. Particularly if it's a 10 and then the other card's like an 8. And here's a draft pick type card. Not sure exactly what that is. It's some sort of a, well, let's see here. Oh, I got an exchange card. Well, notice this. I got an exchange card. Obviously, it's probably too late. Let's take a look at it real quick. You go ahead and pause the video so you can take a look at exactly what I won. We'll set that card aside. But then that's something. They had redemption cards even back then. I thought that was only a modern phenomenon. And a lot of these cards are stuck together. Rick Smintz, I remember him from back in the days. Here's Akeem Olajuwon. His team would go on to win the 94 and 95 championships. And sometimes I wonder, had Michael Jordan stayed, if they would have been able to beat the Rockets, because the Rockets were a very solid team, and Hakeem, as Shaquille O'Neal put it, he was the greatest center of all time. As hard as it is for a Knick fan to, or a Knick fan of the 90s to say, I don't have to say that. That's very true. He was one of the best, if not the best. Sorry about that. Just going through all the cards. If I'm going too quick, remember you could pause the video. We're not really going on a front to back type deal. And we're just here just to really just document how the changes of the cards. These cards, if I could get it in the light here, I may not be able to. Oh, there you go. You can see how these are very glossy, and then kind of have a matte finish on the back. And then we have another Michael Jordan. Nice box. Like it when I get multiple cards of the guy. Michael Jordan right there. Go ahead, set that card aside. Sean Ellison, I think that was his name. And then, of course, these cards tend to be very stuck together. Another Dennis Rodman there, Dominic Wilkins again. And notice, as we go through these packs, Flair had at least during the 80s, had a specific sequencing as to how they put the cards out. So if this is something you're interested in, take a look at the card that was the first card in line and see if there is any sort of a sequencing, some sort of order that the cards were put in. Because especially as we get closer to like 1988, for example, the last real, I would say the last real valuable set of the trifecta, the 86, 87, 88 Flair, where, you know, you could really, if you get some Gem Mint 10s out of that, you could really get yourself into a healthy spot financially, take a look at the sequencing, and so that you could better educate yourself to where if you don't have the ability to buy wax boxes, you may have the ability to buy a couple packs. And because of that, when you start taking advantage as to or comprehending what the first card is, and then from there you could really dictate who is going to be in the rest of the pack, might be able to save yourself some money and time rather than just blindly buying a pack that has a bunch of commons. Just by knowing who the first card is, could end up putting yourself in a position to where you might even be able to get yourself one of those Michael Jordans and be able to get it graded and be able to make an investment out of it, or a quick sell, or a valuable card that you want to keep for yourself. John Stockton. We'll be looking for his rookie card in the 88 series as well. One thing I forgot to mention that I've never been doing during my breaks, however, I should let you all know real quick. Whenever you're doing a box break, and particularly if you're looking for a specific card, make sure you have your penny sleeve ready to slide the card into, and also a top loader at least, or if you're going to put it into sheets, make sure you have enough sheets available and ready so that immediately the card gets put into a protective deal, because you might be doing all these unboxings here and then you may move things certain places, whatnot, and then lo and behold you forget that you placed your hot card that you've been wanting in under something, and it ends up being bent, or worse yet, get real damage beyond that. So make sure that when you do these box breaks, you immediately have your penny sleeves and your top loaders or your sheets ready to accept your new baby. All right, let's go to another pack. These cards are very sharp and very tight. Very sharp and very tight, which is definitely something I like. So I will give this Flair a 93, a very good grade in terms of bringing home a very healthy deck of cards. And there we go, got another Michael Jordan. Gosh, this is a good box. Good box. Unfortunately, this is during the era where the card companies were just overproducing cards left and right. And this is also, in fact, next year, or the next year we're going to be doing in this series is the 1992 Fleer, but we're going to be upgrading to the 92 Fleer Ultra. And so I believe if there was a 92 Fleer Ultra, we're going to be doing a 90, or there was at one point a 93 Fleer Ultra as well. So there is even a higher end card. So this is really the base card of the series, but nonetheless though, I'll go ahead and take it. The only reason why I'm doing a 92 Fleer Ultra is because I remember my first Shaquille O'Neal rookie card that I ever received was from the 92 Fleer set, 92 Fleer Ultra. I remember thinking this is going to be a really big investment. It cost me $8 to buy back then, because the guy that I bought it from was at the mall, and it was one of those card show type deals at a mall, and he sold it to me based off what the Beckett price was, and it was $8, and that card now is probably worth about 8 cents. So Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards really aren't all that of a hot commodity. A lot of his cards were simply base cards. I think there was one card from Classic or something like that was an autograph card, And I think that is like the go-to rookie card, if you will, for him. Beyond that, though, even if you were to get the card of Gem Mint 10, you're really not looking at something that's going to be that great of an investment in terms of being able to, you know, get thousands for it or anything like that. Mark Price, the LeBron of Cleveland before there was a LeBron in Cleveland. B.J. Armstrong, I remember him. Cards seem to be very sticky here, though. As you can tell, guys, this is going to be a long video, so if you were here just for the Jordan breaks, well, we already have 3 of them, so you guys could go ahead and go on, or if you want to keep staying and watching, there's a Shaquille O'Neal card right there. See the back if you guys want to see that as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out, I understand, Patrick Ewing. This guy was one of my favorite players during the 90s. But if you want to stay with us and continue the cracking, we are more than willing to accept you. Alonzo Mourning, who was a hot player for the most part of his career, but he also had some down points. He never really played for a team that was championship eligible. In fact, as a Knicks fan, the last time I tried to watch basketball was during 1999, during that shortened season, I think it was, because of the strike or whatever it was, or was it the season before? And the Knicks went to the championship game, but they came into the championship series, and they were the 8th seed, and Alonzo Mourning and the Miami Heat were the #1 seed for the Eastern Conference, and the Knicks actually beat him. As a #8 seed, they beat him, and they went all the way to the finals, and then had their asses handed to them by San Antonio. Clyde Drexler, all-star card. James Worthy, who I think must have been in one of his last years of playing. All right, we go into another pack. Kind of want to get a basic Shaquille O'Neal rookie card, or not a rookie card, but another Shaquille O'Neal card. But this time I want the base card, so let's see if we can't find them before we clock out of this deal. And Anthony Hardaway as well. There's a Larry Johnson. They're in that solid Charlotte team. It seemed to be very solid from what I could remember, but they didn't seem to have very much success, I don't think, even though they had a solid group of guys playing for them. Got a checklist. These cards are actually sometimes valuable, especially if you were to get into the 86 version. The 86 version, don't throw away the checklist if you happen to get yourself a pack. Get that checklist graded, because sometimes you could get 110, 150 bucks just for a checklist with such a big, infamous deck like that. So do not throw away your checklists for something as valuable as that set was. Let's move this down a little bit more. Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp, I remember for one dunk that he did, he did a complete 180 around the rim. He was coming from the left side, I think it was. He dunked and he wound up completely on the right side of the rim. Another highlight guy. Another highlight guy. Made it to the championship series, I think, in '96. And I believe they went, I think they was able to go 5 or 6 games with the Bulls before losing. And there we go. Got a Shaquille O'Neal. So we got my next pick. Got a Shaq card right there. Base card. Nothing fancy. Second year card. Nothing of any particular value, but I'll take it. Remember, like I said, have your penny sleeves and top loaders or sheets ready whenever you're doing breaks. That's something I should have been doing since my first few box breaks. Always have your sheets and your top loaders ready, because you want to be able to load your cards immediately into a protective environment, because believe me, I've unloaded boxes before and I have left them out, and then I start moving things, and then lo and behold, I step on it, it falls off the counter or falls off the table, and it ends up being smushed against something, and a brand new card straight fresh out of the box is already damaged and worthless. So have your top loaders and sheets ready. And here's Brad Daugherty. For any NASCAR fans out there, he actually co-owns the number 47 car, and the reason why he wore 43 was because he was a Richard Petty fan. Just want to throw that in there. As we start going through the rest of these things, let's see. We got our O'Neal, so what other player do we want to go after? I was about to say Alonzo Mourning, but there's an Alonzo Mourning right there. But let's see. Okay, Scottie Pippen. Let's try to get a Scottie Pippen card. That's our next card. Next card we're looking for is a Scottie Pippen. That's our next card break. Or we could always take another Jordan and didn't have to wait too long for that. I wish it was like that with a lot of the hot players. Let me back this up a little bit. Bimbo Coles. I like that. I like that name, Bimbo. Patrick Ewing again. He was my favorite player during the time. But then here's our Scottie Pippen. Alright, let's go ahead and crack open our next pack. I want Akeem Olajuwon now. We're going to go for Akeem Olajuwon. Akeem Olajuwon. Can we get a Akeem Olajuwon? Reggie Miller. If it wasn't the Bulls, it was Reggie Miller. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another pack here. We're looking for an Akeem Olajuwon in this deal. God, a lot of these cards here are just really stuck together. Alright, a little bit past halfway. Oh, I know somebody I want more than a Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. That's what I want to go for, David Robinson. Well, there's an Hakeem Olajuwon. That's an insert. Latrell Sprewell. I don't know if that's a rookie card or if that was 92. Remember him for choking out his coach. And then there's a David Robinson. David Robinson. The Admiral himself. Solid player. Two-time champion, I believe. Went out as a champion, which, you know, what better way can you go out? And then there's John Starks, man. John Starks. He tried his best. He tried his best, but those Bulls were just too strong. If it wasn't for that, the Knicks probably would have been a two-time champion during the 90s. Sorry about that. Get myself situated. Charles Barkley insert. Mailman Karl Malone. J.R. Reed. Starting to get through these packs here now. How many do we have left? We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 packs. 13 more packs. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, it means a lot to be able to produce these videos and to know that there's people out there watching. Please like and subscribe. Can never get enough likes, can never get enough subscriptions. Another Hakeem Olajuwon insert. Jeff Malone this time. Picked those Jordans out pretty early. Got another special insert card here. Clyde Drexler, the guy who was the cover man for this box. Tim Hardaway. Charles Barkley. We'll go ahead and stop for him real quick. Charles Barkley, whose rookie card is also part of the 86 deck. Clyde Drexler. Oh, this is some sort of a insert card there as well. $11 decks to go. don't even think you guys got to see that pack. I'm trying to start to pick up the pace here because we already have 2 of the cards that we were wanting. In fact, 3, I think. Yeah, 3. We already have 3 of the cards that we wanted. Just want to get through these last few packs here. All right, let's go ahead and go to another one. I'm too stupid to know these things, so if you ever notice some sort of in order that these cards are being dished out as, you know, leave it in the comments so people can know. Or if this is really a true sort of sequencing that they have here. Cards upside down, left and right. I can't tell you how much that makes me angry. Anthony Mason, I remember him. Died not too long ago, I believe. Sam Bowie, who was chosen #1 of the 84, or the 85 draft, I should say, that Michael Jordan got picked at. Starting to get to a bunch of cards here that we've already seen. Got our Hakeem Olajuwon at least. There's our Hakeem Olajuwon, the greatest center. The greatest center, ladies and gentlemen. His rookie card is in the 86 deck as well. So we're going to be examining his rookie card as soon as we get to that video. And we are down to the final 4 here, ladies and gentlemen. Final 4 here, ladies and gentlemen. Final 4. Let's get through this quickly. Want to thank you all for watching once again. John Sally, who I'll always say is the luckiest player in all of basketball. He was able to play for so many championship teams, even though he sat on the bench. And then we have a Michael Jordan insert card, league leader card. Set that aside. Jeff Hornacek, checklist, Stanley Roberts. These cards sticking together. Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice supposedly had a little fling with Sarah Palin when she was in college. Just to let you know, want to look that up if you want some juicy tidbit information there. Last pack, guys. Last pack. Last pack. See if we can't get one more Michael Jordan out of this deal. One more Michael Jordan. Nope, don't look like we're going to, but we got 3 Michael Jordans out of this box. So I'll go ahead and take that. In fact, 4 if you count the insert card. There's our insert card for Michael Jordan, talking about being a league leader, probably in scoring. But then, of course, the 3 Michael Jordan base cards. As we go through the series, I'm going to be collecting all the Michael Jordan cards because I might very well get them all graded if they're in excellent collection, excellent condition, which all of these are. These are all, in my view, Gem Mint 10s, even though they don't have hardly any value. The idea that I could get as many Gem Mint 10s of the Jordans as I can, I will absolutely try to do that as we go through the series. So I want to thank you all for watching. This has been the Jordan versus Flair series. This has been episode 1, the 1993 Flair base card unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and keep waiting for episodes 2, 3, and so on as we go through Michael Jordan's career through the Flair Basketball Card Company. Like and subscribe.